Hello, my name is Dominic Quincy, and I will be your anchor for today's show. Today, my news team will be talking about 6 very important historical events. Here's our first story, Kayla Doherty.
Hello, it's Kayla Doherty with the Revolutionary War. Today we'll be talking about what's going on with the Revolutionary War. This lasted from April 19, 1775 till September 3rd, 1778. The cause of the event was about the Boston Tea Party. Colonists decided they will see none of the tea leave the ship. A group of colonists dressed as American Indians boarded the ship at night and threw the tea overboard into the harbor, ruining all of it. This formed act of American colonial defiance served as a protest against taxation, seeking to boost the troubled West India Company. British Parliament adjusted import alleys with the passage of the tea in 1773. John Quincy Adams was the founding father, the first Vice President of the United States and the second President. His son, John Adams, was born on October 30, 1775 in Quincy, Massachusetts. He was a direct descendant of Puerto Rican colonists from the Massachusetts Bay Colony. He studied at the Hartford University in 1774. He sued at the Continental Congress and helped the Declaration of Independence. Adams became the first Vice President of the United States and the second President. Now on to Sophia with the Civil War.
This is Sophia Zaka reporting with the Civil War. It was fought between the northern and southern states. It started in 1861 and ended 1864. There are many people in the world, such as the Northerns. They call the Civil War the War of the Rebellion. About 20 civil wars happened. There are many famous people that were alive during the Civil War, such as Abraham Lincoln. He was famous because he was the president at the time. He was the 16th president of the United States. He was the leader of the Union during the war. There were many causes and effects due to the Civil War. One cause was that many people fought. Over 2,100,000 people fought. The effect was that many people died because so many fought. Another cause of the Civil War was that the slavery was still going on at the time. So that meant because of the slavery, many people died. The last thing was that the Civil War lasted for 4 years. Now to Grace McBlain with the Great Depression.
Grace McBlain reporting with the Great Depression. The Great Depression started in 1929 and 1939. It lasted 10 years. A few reasons the Great Depression broke out is because of the active debate among economists. Another reason is because the stock market crashed in October of 1929. Some effects are farmers were devastated because they were forced to leave their homes. People lost their jobs because of the move. Another name they called it was the Dust Bowl. I would describe the Great Depression as one of the longest-lasting historical events. During the years of sadness, people had to grow crops and food during this time. A teacher read Superman comics to keep all of the kids calm. Someone who was important to this event is Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was our president during all of this time. He also had great ideas to help us. Now here is Liam Bond reporting.
Good afternoon. This is Liam Bond reporting, and this is my report on World War II. World War II started on September 1st, 1939, and ended on September 2nd, 1945. One of the first major events of World War II was Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. It was December 7th, 1939. On that day, nearly 200 planes were destroyed, as well as 8 battleships. The major cause of World War II was the Treaty of Versailles, which was an unprovoked attack on the country of Poland. After World War II, many countries were in ruins except the United States. Most countries were now depending on the U.S. to aid them when they needed food and supplies. The last attack of World War II was when America dropped 2 atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima in Japan. George Marshall Jr. was an important person in World War II because he was a determined soldier and statesman. He was a good leader in general also. He was a chief of staff under 2 U.S. presidents. We will take this to Emily Moore with the Cold War.
Hello, this is Emily Moore reporting on the Cold War. The Cold War, a period of great tension between the United States and Soviet Union, or today's Russia. It started around 1947 and went on until about 1991. Some causes of this war are President Truman's dislike of Stalin. He disliked Stalin because he was sending spies to collect information about the atomic bomb. Another cause is the Soviet Union's fear of America's atomic bomb. They were scared because they thought we would use the bombs on them. Some effects from the Cold War are many died from proxy wars throughout the world. Proxy wars are conflicts between two countries where neither country directly fights each other. A person famous during the Cold War is Harry S. Truman. He was president during one of the periods. He was on the United States side, of course. He tried to be tougher on the Soviet Union than past President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Back to Dominic Perini with 9/11.
Dominic Perini reporting with 9/11. 9/11 was the day the Twin Towers and the Pentagon were attacked by terrorists. The terrorist attack started when they hijacked 4 planes already loaded with people inside. They sent one straight into one of the Twin Towers, and about 20 minutes later, another into the other Twin Towers. They also sent one into the Pentagon. Now both Twin Towers and the Pentagon were hit by airplanes. The 4th plane that was hijacked was overtaken by the citizens inside and crashed in a nearby field. Most people thought that plane was headed straight for the White House. Because of these attacks, both World Trade Centers collapsed with many people inside. After both buildings collapsed, George W. Bush declared war on Afghanistan. After declaring war on Afghanistan, we sent many troops over to fight against the terrorist group. After months of searching, we found the leader and finally killed him. A person of interest during this time was George W. Bush. He was our president at the time of these attacks. He was also the one to have declared war on Afghanistan to look for the terrorist group. Thanks for tuning in to our broadcast at CBA News. Have a good rest of the day.